today on Practice Strokes, we're going to work on a pansy. And what happens with pansies are there different types of petals that you can do for layering. And I wanted to review some of those with you. I've just taught some students recently, and I realized this is a good one to review with you guys so that you can see how you can build it. And it helps you to be able to do the rows because you learn really good about the rose petal, which is a shell. Okay, I've got floating medium. They have different labels. This one is an older label, and some wicker white and multi-surface paints are what I'm using, which does exactly what it says. It goes onto multiple surfaces. And so what I want to show you is that I put out the paint and I tap it, but the double loader is a really good tool that you should be using. So think about that. And I've got my double loader full of other paint right now. So I am going to use a foam plate to show you. So when we're loading this is the stroke that I want to teach you. And so I usually use a 3/4 when I'm teaching, but I'm going to use a 16 flat right now. This is the Donna Dewberry one stroke brushes, and they've got the dark green handle. So my what do you call it? My signature brushes have lavender, and all the specialty brushes have flowers on the handle. So those are the best, but these are what I tell you to start with. These are the value pack. And what's awesome about the value pack is it's a great price for 10 brushes that are the most used brushes. Okay. So first thing we're going to do is I'm going to dip over here. If I don't have the colors right next to each other, I would dip here. I dampen my brush, laid it on the paper towel. Then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to side stroke the color that I'm going to be using. So you go right next to the puddle. And at first you're going fast, fast, hard, hard, lots of pressure. That's to get the paint inside the bristles. All right. Then when we come over to start doing this stroke, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go from here to here, and we go 1, 2, 3. And so I want your brush up, but I'm leaning a little bit so you can see. And we're going to start scrubbing it. So as you scrub it, pull it. Okay. So see that right there? We're going to do another one here. All right, we're going to do a looser back pedal. So this is what you want. You want it to come right there and come down. And on this one, you see, I want it straight up like a scallop right there. And then you gently lift. And so you have two good shaped shells. So it arches up here, which is what you're supposed to be looking for. All right, so now this is what I want to do. I want to dip white, work in, this is wicker white, violet pansy. I want to dip it, work it in here. And I'm going to do on this first one, basic 5 petals. Okay. So what you want to see here is exactly right out here, a shell stroke here and a shell stroke there. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to turn it, and I flip the brush so the white is on the outside. And I've got so much paint, I don't need medium, but I put medium there in case we do. Okay, and we want to come all the way around and get a complete shell going this way. And when we end, make sure we end with it nice. We're going to dip white and pick up more purple, violet pansy. We're going to come right here and we're going to scrub, 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 and come up. So the key is we want that V there. I can come back in here and look and get a little bit better there. Make sure it's a nice scallop out here and out there. All right. So look, if you don't like something, you just go back over it. You don't wipe it off and redo it. Okay. So those were the first strokes. Then I'm going to take my 12 flat and I'm going to dip into white and stroke next with the 12 into the daffodil yellow, wicker white and daffodil yellow. Okay, so then when I come over here, I'm going to come right in here and do this teardrop. And this is like for the 5-petal flower. We're going to touch, pressure, guide it around, and gently stand up. All right, so I'm going to pick out fresh yellow again with some white. And we're going to do the second one right here. All right. We are now going to finish this. And I'm just going to pick up like an 8, a 6 or an 8. And we are going to come right in the middle. And I take citrus and I do 1, 2. I don't think you can see it shiny. 3. So those just go like this. All right. And then let's get some darker green. Sometimes I like to put a little bit, you can put a little bit of licorice, sometimes a little bit of other colors like white. But so that makes a nice little pansy for you. All right. So I am going to tilt this up a little bit because I want y'all to see it better. Okay. So you don't see a glare as much. All right. So now what we want to do is I'm going to pick up the same colors, the white and wicker white on one corner. This is a 16 flat again. All right, so we did that. So now I'm going to come right here to dioxazine purple. Dip, work it in. All right, I worked in the violet pansy first, now the dioxazine purple. So that's 5 petals. And here is 7 petals. So I'm gonna work this around here. And so we're not gonna make a really big, see how big that fan is on that side? I'm gonna come right here and exactly opposite side over here. Okay. So if I come over here a little bit more, bring that purple out so you can see it on this white, sorry. Okay, there we go. See, it's okay to just go right back over something. Okay, now I am going to pick up, let me put it over here for a minute. I'm going to pick up some yellow, daffodil yellow. So I have the purples, dioxazine purple or violet pansy, and yellow on the other. I do put a little white there because yellow and purple will make brown. So we want to, now look, we're going to go halfway here and halfway here. Okay, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, scrub to there. And then right here. So what I like to say is that if you practice pansies enough, then all these petals and layering these petals help you to be able to do the cabbage rose that I do. All right, so now we can do a couple of things. We just clean this brush, come in with a 12, let's do that. And we're gonna do yellow and white, wicker white, daffodil yellow. All right, so I'm gonna flip this and have the white on the outside. Oops, I'm picking up that wet purple. And a little another one right here. Okay, one thing I want to show you is when we're making a pansy bud is that we're going to do whatever's on the brush. So that's on the brush. And as we do that first one, we can take and do this little petal there. And I can come in here with just white and do a chisel stroke right there. And you have a bud. So like if I was doing pink, I would come and do, as soon as I did the pink stroke, I would come over here and do the pink. Now, what I want you to see here is if I was doing multiple pansies, I would do this stroke all in the places my pansies are going. Then I would put the next stroke, because it's the same color, flipping the brush. And I do it on all of them. And then when I change the brush to start adding yellow, then that's when I would do the yellow and everything. So it lets you paint quicker, and not have to keep washing and cleaning your brush. Same thing with the bud. All right. So one thing I want to show you in here is I'm going to take water and a 2-script liner and make inky licorice. Okay, and I'm going to come right in here and I'm going to put some little licorice streaks in here. Now they're not going to show super good in this one because I used that dioxazine purple, but in the violet pansy one, you're going to see them a little bit better. And right here. Okay. And sometimes I put a few, you can decide how much. Sometimes I do a little bit in here for an accent and right here. Okay. All right, then I'm going to take the white or the citrus, whichever, and put a dot there to set it. All right. Now there's all kinds of other pansies where this is a ruffled piece down here. But if you start out with these pansies, you're going to have good success learning how to do that shell stroke and how to layer it. I'm going to come right there and grab that. And this kind of leaf that I put along here is a short little smooth, kind of like a heart shape. See, and get that little shape there. And then you can pull a stem in it, okay? So these can have little bits of leaves. All right, but just be thinking, you can put the light on the outside, little bit of medium to make it move. And just get these little short little heart leaves. Oops, it kicked out on me, sorry. I don't want this leaf that big, but it got bigger and bigger on me. Okay, so use a 12 to be able to, you want a smaller leaf like this with the pansy. All right, hope that's a good lesson for you to learn. Work on your pansies. I've got another flower coming out next week, so just keep on working. Get that color you want, try different colors. I have whole recipe cards on just all the colors of pansies I do. So check those out on onestroke.com. And please subscribe and ring the bell so you'll know when I'm on with something new. Thank you.